Hence, you may or may not have seen a previous live this evening, some mysterious filter. I am coming on because my brain would not leave me alone. So some of you, hello everyone, welcome back. Some of you guys had joined my previous live stream today where we talked with Marina about we were discussing everything under the sun, including 90-day fiancé. Hello Steven, welcome, good to see you. So we were discussing something about 90-day fiancé and, true or false. Can you really learn about Russian Ukrainian women? And also, is it a show? Can you take it seriously? But we got on the topic of choices, and we kind of got into hot debate with Marina whether, women should really consider being with men, or especially marrying and having children from. I agree, Steven. That show is awful. Should women really agree to have children from the man that they are repulsed by? And it was very interesting because I could see, Marina was so she was so genuine. She said, well, appearance is not that important, so on and so forth. But we were talking about, in particular, if you ever watch the show and you know who is, what's his name is, I think they call him No Neck Ed. He's just a guy. He kind of did not get lucky in look personalities, but unless he's playing a role in in a look department, he didn't win the lottery for sure. But also in the personality department, looks like that missed him too. And I was just, and we had this we had to disagree because I said that if there was, it wasn't only about the age gap, but it was about such a obvious, it's almost like a trade, like you trade your daughter, she was, I think that girl was maybe 22, but she really looked, and she had the maturity of maybe, 15, 16-year-old. And this is different when you are attracted to older men. When I was in my early 20s, I was not attracted to somebody that old, but I was attracted to somebody who's at least in their 30s, because 20 here 20 early 20s men they were not men yet, they were boys. So obviously, there are women who are naturally attracted to more mature men. But, there is measure and sense and nonsense in everything. And, maybe Marina, my friend, maybe she would want to watch or make another video on her channel. But for me, I was thinking about it, and I cannot agree with it. If I would have a daughter, and, we should not be trading children, okay? Once again, it's completely different when the girl just, you meet somebody and you fall in love with them, and you may even have big age difference. Somebody may not be as attractive or whatever, but this is different when you are forced to do this because you are in survival mode, because you need to make money and feed your family. What do you guys think? And how is that for a guy to, I guess he doesn't, certain guys do not care, but how is it for a guy to know that this woman is really disgusted with him and she's only with him because, she needs to feed her family? I just think that the relationships is more than the trade. This is maybe I'm idealistic, but I think that a relationship it should not be just a trade. It should be more than that. What if you wake up tomorrow and he had an issue with his bank and he lost all of his money? What are you gonna do? And also, you cannot return your use. You cannot return. You're not gonna be, whatever age you are now. That girl was, I don't know, 21, 22. But you can't return your age. You have to have some experiences. You have to have some romance. You have to live the life. You don't just strip away the childhood, or use from somebody like that. I just think it's so wrong. And I don't know if some of you guys have daughters. If you are in your right mind, you wouldn't want your daughter do something out of desperation, out of hunger. And so the topic of this video is, do women take right decisions when they are in survival mode? Does anyone take good decision when they are in survival mode? I just want to ask that. This is one major aspect of it. Once again, it's different when you fall in love with somebody who is sort of out of your league. You know, you have chemistry with them. You may be fascinated with them because they're some kind of genius. You don't know. That is completely different when that is your wish and that person feels right to you, and not just right to you, you just head over heels, and everybody else is like, oh well, are you sure about that? But you are sure because you have that chemistry, you have that connection with that person. But I think it is so obvious in 90 Days Fiancé that it's so, there is, I don't know if there ever was a genuine relationship in that show, right? Yes, I'm gonna talk about hypergamy again. But you know, is it really a hypergamy? Like, when you gonna be miserable? I don't know. And imagine, you know, so Marina and I, we were disagreeing. I said that you should not have a child from the man that is you are not attracted to, because you're not feeling it together. Because, and also you should not, you know, if God and your mom and dad give you beautiful genetics, this is just my belief, you attracted to certain people for a reason. So if you have your genetics, you know, there is a reason why we like certain type of people. You would put 5 people together, and some of them will say, you know, oh, you know, I like tall blonde people, you know, this is my type. It doesn't mean I'm gonna marry, but this is my type. Some people say, oh, you know, I like, you know, curvy dark hair or red hair women. Somebody would say, you know, I like women who are extra sane. Somebody say, I like women who are a little bit curvy. Some women will say, I don't care if my man is very tall as long as he has some nice muscle tone. You know, some women will say, I can never be with a skinny guy. Look, everybody have, and you know, I believe that we are attracted to certain people on the level of DNA and the level of you know, human evolution. Because as women, I don't know if you guys understand, when women rejects you, don't take it personally, because we are rejecting you because you are not, sometimes it's subconscious thing, you are not aligning with our reproductivity and our DNA, believe it or not. But somebody else may be perfect for you. Our goal as women is to choose the best one so we can reproduce, and our child or children gonna be step ahead of us. We going for evolve. It, you know, it's a it's science, like they like to say now, and it's called evolution. I hope everybody studied evolution in school. And you know, when we talk about Stephen was saying about hypergamy. And you know, that is very interesting because hypergamy have been here since the beginning of time. But it doesn't mean that women force themselves. Women generally feel more attracted to men who can provide and do certain things. But in the hundreds and thousands of years of evolution, those men that could not produce, they did not survive. Also, if they were extremely unattractive, their gene did not survive. Well, in most cases. I hope you guys you got my joke, but I'm just, if you think about evolution, you know, now we live in a society when we are offended by everything. What? You know, people are offended if you have preferences. You know, I'm not mad at somebody if they like you know, somebody who is complete opposite of me. I think that is cool. Or I'm not, somebody should not be mad if your choice is different than theirs. That's the whole point of having a variety. But we are living now in a society when you cannot say the truth. If you say the truth, you're a bully, you're this awful person. But the truth is, there are some naturals, there are some basic, very strong laws of life and how everything works, right? It's a little bit different, Bill. We're not talking about living and not live. We're just talking about how certain dynamic works. You know, when you go to the store and you choose a drink you want, people do not fight with you and tell you, no, you don't like this drink, try that drink. So you, for some reason, you crave this, you want that. You know, you can go into explanation, but you can just accept that that is your choice. That's why I'm telling you that generally, you know, women are, when it comes to men, so it's been hundreds and thousands years of evolution. There's those men who could not, uh, it's just a different topic. Sorry. So those men who could not provide or produce, they didn't get to procreate. Those men that were not productive, they didn't get to procreate. And those men, you know, if we study evolution, you can see even on the picture of evolution how, you know, we have one, you know, it wasn't even really a human being. It looks like it was something in between, you know, the, you know, gorillas and human being. And then it started to get, you know, get higher, you know, taller, change the posture, change the features. So women were also being hypergamous and making their decisions because they were rather procreate from a guy who was a provider, but they were also choosing the evolving features, because the point is to evolve, right? And again, for every product there is a buyer, so there is no reason to be mad that somebody likes blondes and somebody likes brunettes and somebody like redheads, and some men like, you know, quiet women, some men like bubbly, some women like men who are dominant and authoritative, and some women like men who are softer. You know, each and every one of us have our own program, and on our journey we are evolving toward certain goal. As women, we do not always know why we are repulsed by certain people, but it's a very, very strong impulse. And you know, forcing yourself to be with somebody, or being with somebody, think about this, being with somebody in, you know, 21st century because you need to survive, I feel that is a false sense of emergency. Because I do understand that there are third world countries, and you know, I'm from Ukraine. Ukraine is economically maybe you know, kind of third world right now because economy is of course destroyed, but our culture and our education and other things are, you know, top notch in many ways. But economically, you know, people are suffering, but nobody has to be forced, you know, to take certain decisions. And I just think that I wish that there was protection for these women, for, you know, especially these younger girls that never had much experiences in life, when they are about to get used by somebody. Do you realize how much trauma that will bring to the young mind? You know, just because you have, you know, you have a car and food to eat, it doesn't mean that you should sacrifice, you use your principles. You doesn't mean that you need to be with somebody of pure survival. You know, we are not living in the times of, you know, we are not in Afghanistan, thank goodness. My goodness, that's a whole another topic. We are not in the middle of something that, you know, starvation of 1933. So I just feel that instead of being so personal and defensive and being upset somebody not choose you, be with somebody who actually wants you. And I don't think neither women nor men make the right decisions out of being in a survival mode. And this is interesting because I was talking to Marina, and you know, when we get off camera, we were just having our meal, and I just told her, Marina, like seriously, just you know, just let's just talk about this. And then when we were talking, we both realized that those women make those chances. They make those decisions to be with the men they do not want, sometimes because they need to survive. Maybe they already, either their life is in danger, or they have a child or children in danger, and that is the only one way, or they think that's the only one way there. And so they are, that is their survival. It's question between life and death. It's not just, oh, you know, let's go get some ice cream. Survival, it means life and death, right? So you know, when I was talking with my friend Marina, she said, yeah, I guess it's, she said, you know, we were talking about, that's basically a survival choice. And but the thing is, most women, most people do not really have to make this choice, right? Thank you so much, Brianna. You're so sweet. Thank you for the super chat. You are such a sweetheart. Thank you. You're not late. I just started. I probably won't go for too long, but each time I say, you know what happens. But anyway, Brianna, thank you so much for the super chat. It's late here, but I thought I would make a quick howdy, Veronica. Love those earrings. And this is a big topic. Thank you. Thank you, Brianna. You're so sweet. I appreciate your kind words and encouragement and compliments and the super chat. You may enjoy watching our live videos with Marina from yesterday and from today. I may take a little break from YouTube a little bit later because we've been going hard, but I just like to share thoughts with you. And as I said, guys, my goal is not to create carbon copies of anybody, not of you guys who are watching, not of my friends or acquaintances. I think it's beautiful when people can have their own opinions. And you're missing the bubbles. Oh yeah, I've been forgetting. Okay, Brianna, thank you so much for your super chat. I'll put some bubbles. You know, guys, I feel so special when you support my channel and my talks. It inspires me to take time to do these, because I do a lot of things on behind the scenes. So sometimes I need a little bit of encouragement as well. Thank you. You know, as I said earlier, I made a crucial mistake yesterday, and I watched that Afghani video when people were falling from the plane. Well, first of all, I mean, when people were running away on a plane in Kabul, Afghanistan, because of Taliban taking over. Thank you, Steven. You are so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that. There is never enough of the good stuff, that's for sure. But I was just sharing, there is never enough of appreciation. Sometimes everybody doubts themselves sometimes, or things that, you know, let me go back to color. So, you know, I made the crucial mistake. I never watch scary or upsetting videos or dangerous, you know, kind of sad things or tragic things at night, but just so happened never enough of bubbles. Yes. So I was just you know, guys, I was looking at this, and you see, women, we are programmed. Yes, when there is a danger or a threat to our children especially, we would do anything. and nothing would matter. But thank God we don't have to climb on the wings of the plane. I couldn't help but think that poor people in Afghanistan, those who were trying to escape the Taliban, that when they were trying to climb on the plane, when the plane was closed, you just understand that they probably don't. I mean, I don't know how much education they get. I know there are issues with that out there, especially for girls. They have this whole big thing about educating women. But regardless, I was looking how they climb, and I'm like, you realize you are less likely to die from Taliban than if you climb on a plane. Everybody knows that the speed of the plane, there is no way you can ever hang on to the wing. There is no way, because the plane is what, 700 miles an hour or 900 miles an hour, plus it's about minus 60 degrees or minus 60 degrees in Celsius. If let's see, yes, it's, I don't know, in Fahrenheit I think it's close to, it's minus 60 Celsius behind the plane. So this is desperation, guys. This is survival. This is, so the topic of this video: can we really take good decision while we are in survival mode? Let's think about these people who were scared for their life, who were terrified for their family, for their life, and they were in survival mode. They were trying to save their life, and they thought, okay, the terrorists are taking over Afghanistan. We are desperate. We are trying to survive. So they grab into that wing on the airplane, right? On the plane. And guess what? If you have any education, you understand that they actually were less likely to get attacked by the terrorists that night than it was absolutely obvious that there is no way in the world you can match the strength of hanging on against 700 something miles an hour or minus 60 Celsius. But this is a desperation. And so connecting the two, guys, thank you so much for the super chats. I'm gonna address them in 1 second. Thank you. I just want to finish the thought that, guys, connecting the dots, right? People making decisions where they are making them not because of free will, not because coming from the place of confidence and place of joy and having options, but they are coming from scarcity and fear and survival. How can they take a right decision? How can you take a right decision when you purely coming out of scarcity and fear and survival? And this thing is, guys, it's very sad about those people, and just it was unbelievable to see that. It was heartbreaking. But this is just tells you, guys, what do you think about this? That just tells you right there that before you take a big decision, even if it's between life and death, if it's a survival, if it's a desperation, still think about it. Right? What do you guys think? Almost comparing, people who are making these choices because, in their personal life, it doesn't really matter. Decisions taken out of fear or devastation or survival cannot be great, cannot be truly beneficial, and sometimes they will make it worse for you, like in that case, right? Thank you so much. Thank you so very much for the super chat. I appreciate that, guys. Let me see, who is this? Well, of course, as usual, thank you Bill for the super chat. Encouragement to viewers to join the chat membership. Yes, guys, if you enjoy my videos and you want me to go live more often and you want to become the member of the channel, I think it starts from like $5.99, so it's not anything that should break your pocket. But if you're a dedicated channel member, please join the membership, it's the button near the subscribe button. You somehow cannot see it on Apple, but you cannot see you cannot see it on Apple, but you can see it on Android laptop or desktop. You will see a join button. So basically, for the members, it's just you can get some sometimes the chat will be available only for the members, just so the people who are really dedicated can show. We can have a Zoom hangout. We can do, it's kind of similar to Patreon, but some people don't maybe want to be on YouTube right away. They don't want to go and check Patreon. I had some of you guys who reached out to me and said, I don't want to join Patreon. Do you have YouTube membership? So now I do have it. So thank you so very much. And please check it out if you're interested. If you are not, nothing gonna change for you. You will still see all my public lives. But for you guys also who are on Patreon, you know how you get my private lives. Guys who are on YouTube also can, my private life could be, some of them could be available for you through the membership, and you can access them in the members area. So I'm just making this announcement because people were asking me for a while about opening an alternative to Patreon. So, and of course I still have Patreon. You can just Google Veronica Olson on Patreon, and I'll be very happy to have you. But once again, no no survival choices, only if you like it, if you can, if it's not a big deal for you and you know you will enjoy it. So everything else will stay the same. So it's okay, let's see some more super chats, guys. I'm losing this. I'm losing my mind too. Oh, thank you, Terry. Thank you so much for this awesome, as usually, extremely generous super chat. Thank you so much. And Terry is saying, thanks for sharing your thoughts, positive vibes, and your hard work will pay off soon. Thank you. You know, guys, it's so interesting because it's easy and hard at the same time. It's easy because that is something that I'm so passionate about, and I hope that we can have great discussions and they will lead to more insights and to better decisions and to better understanding. But I mean, the hard part is that it is time. I mean, it's the difficult part. Maybe that is it can be time consuming, and really, cannot imagine how performers on the big stage do it, because you really give all of your energy and it feels amazing, but it does come at energetic cost. So those of you who show your appreciation to me, that just means the world to me. Thank you guys so much. And Terry, thank you again for this awesome super chat and very inspiring words and wishes. Positive vibes. And again, I appreciate the encouragement. And also Anthony, thank you. Anthony. Yes. But you know, we talked with you recently, but believe me, you're not alone at what I was mentioning. But yes, I remember we talked about that with you, and he says thanks for mentioning me in the previous video. Yes, you're becoming the star, Anthony, but I still keep your identity, so nobody knows what we're talking about, but I do know. Thank you. You know what, one thing I like about you is your sense of humor. Sense of humor can make up for a lot of things. So thank you for making me smile. Man, it's not that hot, but I feel hot. Oh, I need to get bubbles. Bubbles for you all. So what do you guys think? So those of you who just joined, you can rewatch the video, but basically, you know, we are talking about that you don't really make the greatest choices for yourself when you are in pressure, you know, when especially, you know, in our culture, sometimes they would say, oh, your biological clock is ticking. So because of that, a lot of my girlfriends had married guys that were terrible to them. Not a lot, but some. I have a few of my friends that married just so their parents leave them alone. And I mean, I think decisions out of desperation and even life threatening, you still have to think. Sometimes the risk is worth it, and sometimes it's not. In case, guys, we talked a little bit about the Afghani situation. I was looking at those people. I could not believe, they climb on that airplane like it was a bus or a train. Yes, in the times of war, people survived on the bus and on the train, right? But I don't know where's that it was absolutely 0.0 chance of them surviving on the on top of the airplane. Was it just pure fear? Was it lack of education? Was it just pure fear and desperation? But guys, those of us who are complaining over here, that's something to see. And it's also, of course, a parallel to our topic. So when we take those decisions, sometimes we are forced, to take certain decisions, right? But most of the times we are not. That girl that was a fiancé of short neck or no neck Ed, she was not necessarily, yeah, she had the rats in her bathroom, which kind of way more than most of us are willing to accept. But it wasn't like her life was in danger, and it wasn't like he was the last man she would ever meet. Of course, I do understand it's a show, okay, and it's scripted and all, but for those of you guys also who are trying to do some things, it's his official name, no neck Ed, official for the YouTube. Think about those of you guys who also feel forced. You feel like you don't want to be a failure. You want to, you went on this journey and you want to show some result. Still, do not take these decisions just to please others. Because others will forget about you and you're gonna be stuck with your decision. Surprisingly, I'm learning that a lot of guys are also struggling with these things. I'm learning that a lot of guys are still also struggling with, they know, okay, this woman is not for me. I don't like her character. I'm learning things about her that I don't like, but I told my family, so I'm gonna do it, And that woman that you trying to make it happen, she's not, I don't care how special you think she's not the only person on the planet, right? And if she's not that much into you, you might as well wait till you be with somebody who is into you. But especially that comes for women, because women seem to feel a lot more pressure. And I always want to say, yeah, I understand everybody wants stability, but this no neck person, right? Or anybody else that girl would not want to be with freely by her will, he's not the last man on the planet. That's what I don't understand. When we were talking with Marina, again, we talked about, and I could tell that we had the survival mode conversation. So she said, yes, that is survival mode. And I'm thinking, I do understand that sometimes you have limited choices, but you don't have to take these decisions in a survival mode, because there is no direct threat to your life. Do you realize that we creating threats of urgency ourselves? There is no direct threat to you. We creating this, we put in this rules. Oh my gosh, you know what my grandma gonna say? Oh my gosh, I want to help my parents to pay the mortgage, or I want to move my parents from the Reds apartment to a normal apartment. I don't understand, but in the end, is it worth it? Honestly, to me, it looked like child abuse. Because that little girl is a child. And you know, again, this is just an example. It's not literal, and that is a show. But with that guy, you know, he supposedly, like, his first wife divorced him because he was a cheater. You know, you have to give that guy some props, you know, because for him being a cheater, I mean, you would not want to give your daughter to somebody who is going to play her, make her into a submissive servant, somebody who have a terrible moral reputation, does not have a good personality, is not necessarily, you know, a good family person. I mean, you know, I would say this. There is a harmonious things and things that are not harmonious. You know, sometimes you look at two people and they really connect and there's a safe harmony between them. But when you create a sense of false emergency and you're trying to basically sell your daughter her use, her time, her dignity, so you can live in another apartment, I have a question to you. Why did you even have children in the first place? What have you been doing all these years that you could not make your life and your child's life better? Your child is not supposed to pay with a dignity for your life choices. You know, guys, that I have a no excuse policy. If you want something, you can go and get it, especially when you are a provider, especially if you're a dad. If you are a father and you would allow somebody to take advantage of your child, that is a problem. Okay, I said it. I don't even have a daughter, but I feel as if, you know, if I would have one, oh my God. And I'm not, you know, and I'm looking at it from a female perspective. I know that from a man's perspective, the man who is really passionate, who cares, I don't care how poor you are, you still keep your dignity. You clean your damn apartment from rats and you keep your dignity. Period. Let me read some of your comments. I'm done, guys. I am done. Thank you again so much. Thank you so much, guys, for supporting the channel. I truly appreciate that. I have several creators that I watch sometimes, and I also try to just, you know, support them just a little bit, just to show like a little token of appreciation. And it just makes me feel amazing to be able to, you know, just say hi and send, just send a warm little message. It is so important for us to know that we are doing something that makes a difference, or that the work that we are doing is appreciated. So let me read a few comments, guys. But thank you so much. Thank you so much, Terry, Bill, Anthony. Who was first? I'm trying to remember. Brianna, thank you so much for supporting almost every show. I truly appreciate that. Thank you. Anthony says the same as Western fathers letting their underage daughter to go backstage as concerts. You mean like to go backstage at concerts? Okay, yeah, I know. Like, I mean, it's one thing to go, to get an autograph or a picture or something, or go to the party, but it's another thing, is something more going on. Like, you should always remember this is someone's daughter. Just think about that. Brianna says, especially your dreams, Veronica. What do you mean, Brianna? I'm not sure. But thank you. I know a woman in Kiev who went to a bar, picked up a guy, had sex with him and a child. She was 33-year-old and thought she would never be able to have children. Hey, it was hopefully consensual, and maybe she will never have children. She would. And maybe, that was a sign of destiny, because sometimes you meet a man you want to be with and he can't have children, or you together, it's just, I am not judging anybody, and this is not the ideal situation, and that's not something I would say that, oh, this is wonderful, but two consensual adults can do what they want to do as long as it's consensual. But also, I don't know what's were her choices. Did she want it like this? I mean, to me, that's, everybody decides what they want to do. It's not exactly on the topic, but that's all right. Sometimes though, I have to say, sometimes I know several cases and women in general that would have a sudden child, like from just a random person, and for some reason they never were able to have a child after or meet the right man, and then the child became very special and became their entire life. So it's up to these two people what they want, right? But it's different when you are forced to sell yourself, when you are forced to go and, instead of trying to figure out what you can do, how you can get out of this poverty, you sell your own daughter to some nasty dude. Okay? We all know how a good harmonious couple looks and feel like. Even if somebody do not look good to us, but they have chemistry and they are connecting, and like, you can see a harmonious couple. It's not like this, when you know your daughter must be terrified. Oh, okay, Anthony, I see. Okay. The point was that she thought she would not have chance to have children. Yeah, that is very interesting. That's an interesting way to check it at the bar with a stranger, whether she will or will not have a child. But it's an interesting way to run that experiment. But hey, I guess it worked out, and you said that dad is involved, so I guess it worked out. Not maybe the dream of anybody's childhood, but it still worked out. Hello, Elizabeth. We read some of your comments. When you said what people will do when they want something. Oh, okay. Some people dreams are goals they do not let go of easy. Yes, Brianna, very true. Okay, I'm just reading comments. Wayne says the thing is survival mode is temporary by definition. Why make a lifelong decision to elevate a short-term issue? Wayne, this is you get my applause for this one. I need to have an applause button. That is a great point, and this is a point that I tried to say, but still did not have it as eloquent as you just express this. Yes, I'm gonna read this again. The thing is survival mode is temporary by definition. Yes, you never on edge of the mountain all the time. You never have a thread at you at all times. It's never sharp pain all the time, or uh, your life is not threatened like this all the time. So yes, survival mode is temporary by definition. Why make a lifelong decision to elevate a short-term issue? Exactly. You do this stupid short-term thing, and then your entire lives in shambles. Your entire lives in shambles, or you lose your life, like in case with those guys, those people from Afghanistan that were just scared and trying to escape. If they would think about it for a second, they would realize that there is not a chance out, one chance out of a million that they could have done it without like special equipment, or there isn't, nobody can survive those temperatures and those speed, and there is, we all know that there was not a chance in the world. I don't know, Anthony, what you guys talking about in between you. Lots of ladies available. It's your scarcity mindset. I've been overseas. There are more women than men willing to go overseas. Well, it's not, women can be available and consider options and choose the best one. You guys have to understand that our job is literally to choose the best one of the options to us available. And every woman have her grading system, and there is nothing wrong with that, because our job is to elevate ourselves, create a better family, and create a better child. I mean, a better, a superior, smarter. I asked Marina, would you marry a dumb guy? Nope. Nope. Sorry. We still live in the animal kingdom. We all become so politically correct. Or don't say this, don't say that, but we still animals. In our nature, we are evolved animals. I hate to say this, but it's true. Look at people on Black Friday, how they fighting and run over each other to get the TV. That some of us do not need for free, but people will do. And the thing is, we are run by our instincts. Our intellect is there, but instincts are stronger than the intellect. Look at these guys again on the plane, right? The instinct was stronger than the intellect, because even if they, let's say, I believe they have some of the education system over there, and I'm not trying to, again, don't want to apologize and put disclaimer on everything. I'm pretty sure that they could know better than that, but the instinct of survival, of grabbing onto something, was stronger than the intellect. So as long as you have options, you see, when you have options, that's a decision. When you are forced to do something, that's a devastation, desperation, and survival. There is different kinds, there is different kinds of everything. I mean, it's different. You see, rush and desperation is different than taking a quick decision when you find somebody you like. Okay, because somebody just mentions that, oh, there are many quality ladies available for us. No, there are some women, surprisingly, that know what they want. There are some women that go to the store, unless they just want to shop, they're in the mood to shop, they know exactly what they want. I'm humbled to say that I'm one of them. And I have a couple friends like that too. When I go to the store, I know exactly what I like, what I want, period. When I make my desire to the persons that I know want to make my wish come true, I make it very plain, stupid, simple. Like, I say exactly what I want. So the person has an option to do it. So I make it easy so nobody has to guess. I tell exactly what I want, right? So I think that I'm making it easier for a man when I tell him that's what I really like. That's what I would appreciate, right? Rather than giving some uncertainty. So who you ask who, like, what kind of women know what they want. So my point is on this is that some ladies, it's not that they are rushed, it's just they met you and you, it feels good to be around you and you check off the boxes and it's instant, and they do not want to waste time because they know that it feels right, and they don't want to just float. They want to know where it's going because you are what they wanted. So it's with you guys. Think about, men are even better at this. When you meet, you can be dating and fooling around and never get married. And then once you meet a woman that you truly want, like the woman that just does it for you, whatever's about her, whatever it is, she just does it for you. You take decision pretty quick. She doesn't have to beg you. She doesn't have to convince you. You are always available when she needs help. You are always there to support. You are always there with solutions. You provide. You don't need to be asked or begged. Why? Is it because you're desperate? Well, sometimes men overlook certain things, but overall, when you see something that you like, you take decisions much quicker because you understand that somebody else may snatch it while it's in the open market. And if you are smart enough to see it and to understand that that's the chance to show who you are and take a decision, it doesn't make you desperate. Of course, if it's mutual. The problem is with the ed and this whole 90-day fiancé situation, that it was never mutual. It's not mutual, and it's never going to be mutual, right? So that's it. Oh, just a second, guys. Thank you so much, David. Thank you so much for the Cash App. That is so sweet of you. Thank you. Says thank you for your efforts. Yes, I just needed, if I would not record this right now, I would never record this because I was just kind of digesting our conversation. So yeah, I just think no great decision are made out of desperation. Give yourself some time. My favorite comment was probably from Wayne about, if it's temporary, it's a crisis, but it's temporary. Why to make a decision that will, mess up your entire life? Right? Oh, forgot my keys. That's gonna be a short drive without my keys. So guys, that's what I want to share with you all. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and please let me know if this makes sense to you. If you be so kind and post a comment under the video is over, it helps. Consider joining the membership if you really enjoy it. If you don't enjoy my video, don't join anything. Please don't ever take decision because somebody asks you and you feel like, oh, I should do it. No, do it because if you want it. You can always do something positive. Depends on the impact that it has on has on your life. Some just being a good listener and remembering being polite. I already appreciate when you do that, but I do have special appreciation for you guys who are consistent. I feel like we are this YouTube fam. And when you talk to somebody every day, you really start to get the feel of their personality, of who you are. So I'm looking forward to our Zoom chat one of these days. I told you guys I will update you. So Zoom will be available for my for those of you who consider joining the YouTube membership or Patreon. We are overdue for a Zoom party. I don't care what you say, we are overdue for that. So excuse me, probably yeah, the guys, I had not watched much of fiancé. I could only pull myself from through like 2 or 3 episodes. It's so fake to me. I can't. It's like giving CBD to a Snoop Dogg. You know, it's like you gotta give them the real thing, right? It's like giving a CBD to a Snoop Dogg instead of some weed, right? I can't, like, it's so fake, so synthetic. I can't watch it. My life is too precious for me to watch shows. That's one thing that I do not ever watch is TV stuff. I don't know. It's just so I just don't like it. I hate it. I like the switch off button. That's my favorite. Actually, I don't own a TV, so. But you know, when I travel, like I like when it's dark. I love the dark screen. This is beautiful. But on the other side, you know, some I do watch people that inspire me or something that is that have resonance. But usually it's not on TV. Hey James, hello again, James Fleming. Привет. Just watched an episode of the show. This man was scammed out of thousands by a Ukrainian woman. I'm glad to know you. I'm glad I know you that she's not normal. Yes, guys, those women are not normal. It's you just have to understand. This is not how. This is why, you know, Marina was so done with. Wait, excuse me, guys. This is why. This is why my friend Marina was like, she was watching this and she was like, "What the hell? What is this? This is not normal." If you do not take, I will finish with this. If you do not take your decision, you won't be making your choices out of desperation. You have a better choice that you won't be chosen by a desperate person as well. Because when you had the school, when you calm and collected, you can make a good choice. You can, you're gonna feel at peace. It's gonna be joyful, rather than forceful or, you know, nothing worse than feeling unworthy. You know, nothing worse than feeling that, you know, somebody is forced to be with you. I don't want to yell at everybody. Nothing worse that knowing that somebody was you because they have no other option. They don't want you. I can't even imagine. I have never been in those shoes, you know, where somebody is with me, but I mean, can't. But I understand how that must feel when you know that somebody is with you, not because of you, but because of something that you know is terrible. Yeah, right, James. You know, it's also all scenarios and this and that. But yes, I agree with you. If you talk with somebody five years, you've never met. Those women are easy to handle. That man who was scammed was really dumb. So don't feel bad because first of all it's a show and people do them to themselves. You know, some people do not want to spend the money on consulting and coaching, and then you spend 5 years and $25,000. You know, think about this. You know, you feel like, oh, this is expensive. Oh, you know, like I heard, you know, some people would tell me, you know what, why do you charge so much money? Like, what's so special about it? And then they would reach out to me after a year or two and say, oh my God, I'm so sorry that I said this. I regret saying this. And of course, If you know what you're doing, just take responsibility. I'm not saying that, oh, everybody is sorry and I can solve problems, but you see, just being from that culture, understanding the dynamic of things, it could be helpful, right? And Marina said that, she was shocked of how misrepresented things are. So you can find somebody who you trust. You don't have to, follow. You have to have somebody who you trust, who you can feel comfortable, like dealing with them, asking them, for their advice. Of course, you cannot get advice from somebody that you do not trust or feel connection with. But if you think about it, what was that? Um, just a second. Yeah, that James said that you feel bad for him, because he was really lonely. He did it to himself. Yeah, I mean, think about it. If he would connect to, just ask for advice, somebody, just kind of get a second opinion rather than spending 5 years and just being completely depleted mentally, emotionally, physically, financially. It's crazy. So, guys, with that being said. With that being said, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Each time I say it's not going to be a very long video, you already know what's going to happen. So, but I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for supporting. Thank you for, I have a couple of new members on Patreon. Thank you, guys. We'll see what we're going to do, but I may add some different things, but to the Patreon membership. But so far I already have some plans which I will share with you this coming weekend. What we're gonna do, have my short with me, but I don't have my keys, so I gotta go get my keys. And thank you so very much, guys, for your trust, for your loyalty. I hope you're enjoying these videos, and let's be grateful that most of us do not need to take decision out of survival. Most of us are not, most of us, thank God, don't have threats to their life, to our lives, and it's a lot. We are very blessed, most of us, and I think almost all of us are blessed to make our own choices, and we can do better than that. Right? We can do better than that. No good decisions are taken out of desperation, out of fear, or out of survival. Thank you so very much, and I will see you very soon. Thank you for joining.